The second edition of the Great American Race would prove to be dramatically different from the first. Experience bred boldness, and drivers and mechanics were learning how to attack the high-banked speedway. Cotton Owens took the pole, but Fireball Roberts was the fastest qualifier, breaking the 150-mile-per-hour barrier. The top 4 starters all drove Pontiacs, and over half of the 68 cars entered were GM products.
There's a smoker and a spin out onto the infield. He didn't flip though, but he's had it for the day. Jones in the 64, and he's headed for the showers too, to judge from appearances.
Just like the year before, Roberts started strong, and he led for the first 19 laps.
They're seesawing back and forth out there. Fireball Roberts has lost his lead to Jack Smith in the 20th lap. Fireball may be having engine trouble. What kind, we don't know. Yes, there he goes into the pit now.
After winning the Firecracker 250 the previous summer, Fireball knew how to run at Daytona. But again, like the year before, his car couldn't take the pressure, and after 51 laps, Fireball was done for the day.
Yep, he's had it. Too bad. Junior Johnson still is holding his lead, but the race has taken its toll of a lot of good cars. This kind of competition is really a test for men and motors, but out of it will come knowledge and information that the engineers can use to make better and better engines and parts, so you and I can have better and better cars. Now the race is nearing the three-quarter point. It's the 125th lap, and Junior Johnson of Ronda, North Carolina, has been holding the lead since the 90s.
Junior Johnson wasn't even planning to be in Florida that day. He was home in North Carolina a week before the race when John Massoni, who owned the Daytona Beach Kennel Club right next to the speedway, convinced Ray Fox to build a car to run in the 500. And Fox, in turn, convinced Junior to drive it. His 59 Chevrolet wasn't as fast as the newer Pontiacs, but they had a plan. They would let the bigger, faster cars lead the way and bide their time.
Good gosh, that South End straightaway is Skidsville today. Fire! That's George Green, a GI from Germany, in number 52. Looks like his gas tank split. Get out of there, man. She'll blow any second. That's a boy. And scram. Let the fire eaters handle this.
The first Daytona 500 in 1959 was a clean race. No wrecks, no cautions. 1960 was certainly different. 32 laps were run under yellow, and by the end of the race, nearly a third of the field had been victims of misfortune.
Yes, Dick Petty has gone out front now with his father and Bobby Johns breathing hard on his neck.
Lee Petty won the 500 in 1959, but his son Richard had lasted only 8 laps in the inaugural race. This year, both Pettys were racing Plymouths, and the results were amazingly alike. Richard led for 29 laps, Lee for 14, and they finished 3rd and 4th. Richard Petty was coming on, but ultimate success at Daytona was still a few years away.
It's a father and son battle now, and has been ever since the 135th lap. A duel between Richard Petty and his father Lee.
Bobby Johns was driving the same car that Fireball Roberts had taken to the winner's circle in the Firecracker 250 the previous 4th of July. He took the lead with 30 laps to go, and it didn't look like anyone could catch him. But suddenly, the number 3 Pontiac was in the grass.
He's going to try and get back into the race.
Somehow, the rear window had blown out of Bobby Johns' car. He was able to return to the race, but his lead and the car's aerodynamics were gone. Junior Johnson had been trailing Johns, but suddenly he had the lead with only 9 laps to go.
Moving along now, only a few more laps to go. Junior Johnson has gotten his lead back. Bobby Johns is just inches behind, and so are Richard Petty and his father. There's the white flag for the final lap. Junior Johnson is still ahead, but not by much. And here they come roaring down to the finish line. Johnson's ahead by a few seconds only. There's the checkered flag. And it's Junior Johnson, the winner by 23 seconds over Bobby Johns, who is second. Richard Petty is third. His father Lee is fourth. It's a great moment for Junior's pit crew and a great moment for him. Here he comes into the winner's circle to get the big NASCAR Grand National Sweepstakes Championship trophy. And not incidentally, a prize of $19,600, which ain't hay.
He would go on to win the Daytona 500 twice more as an owner. But driving a year-old Chevy, entered at the last minute, Junior Johnson won the 1960 Daytona 500.